the four cylinders are back with us tonight. They've gone through all the qualifying. They've got their feature events coming. But these drivers are the late model sportsmen, and they have a strong field on hand tonight. They're going to have a lot of qualifying coming up. Their heat races will be shortly, followed by their 20-lap main event to determine who our Hub City National Champion is. And our Crown Vic machines are also with us tonight here as well. So they'll also be doing heat races and also some feature events. So 5 big features are coming up. The drivers you see on the front straightaway is a culmination of a year of work here at Hagerstown Speedway. 4 of our 5 late model sportsman drivers are on hand, and here to celebrate our top 5 tonight, the driver out of Boonesboro, Maryland. Give it up for Eric Cronice in the 5.56, our 5th place finisher this year. Eric, I know it was an up and down season. There was a lot of good and there was a lot of not so good, but in the end, things turned out pretty darn good for you.
I'm surprised you're letting me speak in the microphone, honestly, but I guess we got to do this now. But, yeah, it's been a rough season. Honestly, it's been a rough couple of years. Just, of course, I got out of the Marine Corps and we got straight into racing, just trying to figure everything out. And, I mean, we're starting to get everything figured out now, but, yeah, it's just the learning process. That's all it is. But I'm just glad that I was able to make top 5 this year, and that all my sponsors helped me get this way.
Who would you like to thank? Speaking of those sponsors.
You want me to walk around the car?
You can if you want.
All right, so we got Thompson's Best, we got Antiem Paving, we got Fryco, we got Napa, Overloaded Outdoors, Capital Soft Wash, Brown's Plumbing, of course, Cronice Corporation and Cronice Manufacturing, myself, ANC Racing Engines, Elite Electrical, Mark Wright, and we'll go
Page 2.
Exactly. Next Day Gutters, Granite Guys, Dumpster, and LS Grimm. I just didn't want to miss out on anyone because they mean a lot to us, and that's how we get to the track every week.
Absolutely, and every one of them means a lot, and I thank you so much for being here this year. I know it was a very emotional year earlier with Paige. That was a very special weekend for all of us. We kind of bonded together a little bit on that weekend, and I think, you know, in the grand scheme of racing, that's one part. When it comes to things that happen out here in our real world, that's when we find out who we are inside. And I thank you and your family for what you guys did for Paige, her family, and everybody. It really truly shows what a great racing family we do have.
Of course, thank you.
All right, Eric Cronice, he comes home number 5 in our late model sportsman points. Eric, I got your check for you, and actually, I think I have one other item in here that we're going to give. Huh? Well, I had to give up my pay this weekend, so you get that. Congratulations, my friend, Eric Cronice. All right, the gentleman that came home in 4th, he's not with us tonight, typically has been. That's Danny Atherton at Three Springs, Pennsylvania, the number 19 machine. Danny was a long-time driver there, so we will move up to the number 3 driver, and for the 2nd consecutive year, he was in a very tight late model sportsman point battle. Wesley Bonebrake in the 37F, and Wesley, again, on behalf of Hagerstown Speedway, first and foremost, thank you for being here this year. It's always great to see a Bonebrake name and a great car like yours out there.
Yeah, I was a little depressed there last week when I read that article in Area Auto. Hopefully, you know, someone steps up and we have about 10 or 12 races. But if not, you know, we'll be here when we can. And, you know, I got to thank, of course, my dad and Mark and Fran and my mom for putting this deal together. They're 50-50 on this. It wouldn't be for them, I wouldn't be able to do this, what I love to do every week. So, of course, thank the family business, Bonebrake Tire and Alignment, Wright Building, Cronice Corporation, Rain Ordnance. I know I'm forgetting a couple, T&D, DeHaven Trailer Sales. But, you know, every week, you know, it's nice coming back here and you know, running well this year to get a win. And I thought we'd pick off a couple more, but the track just wasn't my forte. Didn't get as slick there later. But congratulations to Brian Booz and Devin and those guys. They just set the bar so high. They were so consistent. Cody and I had a couple outside the top 5, and of course the last night, you know, I got spun out there and, you know, ended mine. But either way, it was Brian's to win, and he was just better than us, period.
Well, and it's no doubt about it, the late model sportsman class is tough. I was talking to a couple of drivers that don't come here on a regular basis. When you come to Hagerstown for late model sportsmen, you have to have your A++ game on. And that night you won. I remember that because that car was working high, low, everywhere you wanted it to go. That was phenomenal. And I myself almost thought he's got a couple more coming the way this thing is working.
Yeah, well, hopefully tonight, and if everything's all right here in 2 more weeks, we can get another one. We'll see what happens. But again, congratulations to Brian Booz. Like I said, they set the bar. So.
All right, Wesley Bonebrake, number 3 in our late model sportsman points. And Wesley, before I forget about it, I'm going to walk away without your check here tonight and a couple of other items. I need 4 hands. Well, yeah, maybe not. All right, just a week or so ago, a major announcement was made in late model sportsman racing. We have seen this car in victory lane. Ray Capel III was a winner earlier this year. Harry Shipe, the gentleman that is the owner of this machine, and he made a big announcement just a couple weeks ago that Cody Breeden was the newest driver of this car. Man, I almost hate to park that 14 machine too. Can you let me have the 14 while you're driving the 25 car?
If you want, you can run it. Got to fit it in the seat and fit it in the window. You can drive it.
I know you had a good victory, and you almost had a second one locked up. And fortunately, as we've talked about before, it wasn't something major damage-wise to the engine of that car that night. You have been one stout competitor, and you and Brian came right down to the wire on the final night of point.
Yeah, it took me a little bit at the beginning of the year to figure out, having a couple more, a little more power under me and how to get it to handle. But we were pretty consistent throughout the year. Brian was just a little bit more consistent than us, so it was a fun year. We had fun, raced hard, and it was a good year for us.
I know plans may still be put together. I know Harry does a lot of traveling. You guys had talked about that on the show with Mike Kirchner a week or so ago. What plans do you guys have for the balance of this season?
We plan to go to Natural Bridge for the Fall Classic, and they got another big race down there, Harry said, and then Path Valley for the Bull Ring Nationals and wherever else we can fill out. I know Harry wants to go to Dog Hollow, but we've been too busy working on it, getting it right.
Well, great job this year in the 14 car, and we wish you the very best of luck here in Harry's car this year. I know you'll do a fantastic job. That was an excellent choice by Mr. Shipe.
Yeah, I want to thank all my sponsors on my car. Obviously, my parents, Wise Construction, Ingram Race Engines, Booz Brothers Performance, Missy and Bobby, Ellsworth Electric, my Aunt Lou, my girlfriend. I got Buddy Deacon, Luther, Buffalo, Stripper Glitter.
What, Mom?
And my nephews, Reliable Towing, Klein's Auto Body, A Bargain Towing, and I think I got everybody that time.
You missed me.
Oh, and you.
All right, Cody. Best of luck tonight here, the first time at Hagerstown. I know you ran at Winchester about a week or so ago. Let's hope that 25 will bring you some good luck here tonight as well.
Hopefully. Thank you.
All right, Cody Breeden, your runner-up, one-time feature winner this year in late model sportsman action. And now we turn to the holy hour. Dearly beloved, we need to bring the bride to be out here. No, we can't do that. If you missed it, Brian Booz not only won the race, won the championship, but proposed in Victory Lane. A very special night. That's got to be one of the best on the highlight reel for you.
Yeah, for sure. We won the race. We won the championship, so I figured I'd try my luck.
And how's that luck been so far? She's standing behind us, so tell the truth.
So far, so good.
Okay, so far, so good. Would you say the same thing? All right, she's got a thumbs up. Brian, I know you got 2 victories, and I know we talked about it many times before. You might have started 6th or 7th. By the time you got up to 2nd or 3rd, and we've talked about it, you needed cautions to tighten that field up. You got them this year, and things finally turned your favor. But I think there's a lot of people out there that say, what a soft-spoken guy. He's got a big foot, and he's got a big heart out there. You're one of the class acts, and I'm sure you're going to be a great representative of our late model sportsman class this year as their champion.
I appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun racing with these guys. It's been nerve-wracking because it's tight competition. I like this class because it's really tight. And I feel like we had a really good season of racing. We had an exceptionally consistent season, and I'm very thankful for that. My guys did a great job having the car ready to go every week. We had that rollover early in late May, and we thrashed. We were back in the next day and the next day and the next day getting it ready to go. So it all worked out good for that.
Who would you like to thank?
Well, I got to thank all my sponsors. Sepco Village Mart and CEB Motors and Booz Brothers Performance, Sign Design, who makes sure we stay looking good all year, ANC Race Engines, Larry Royston, Septic Service, Metzler Truck and Trailer, FJ Mechanical, Fred Jones, who we talked about before, it's not with us anymore, and all the product sponsors that helped me out through the shop and everything else. I appreciate all of them. We couldn't do it without them, and I hope I represent them well.
Well, congratulations. Best of luck on the racing side of the fence, and best of luck in that personal life. Some good choices were made that night.
Absolutely.
All right. Brian Booz, folks, your 2025 Late Model Sportsman champion here at Hagerstown Speedway.
There's only one envelope, sir.
All right, our top 5, we got 3 of our drivers physically here car-wise, and we have our other 2 that are also on the front straightaway. And the first driver we're going to recognize tonight, gentleman that finished 5th at points at 25, Jeremy Mills. Jeremy, I know you couldn't make it last night because of work duties, but so glad to see you here tonight.
Thank you very much. It's been a long year. It's been hard.
I know you're in a very tough class of drivers out here, but it's always a pleasure to see you here at Hagerstown. I know you and I were talking a little bit earlier this afternoon. You know, the doctor said, well, you can do this if you want to. You kind of use your own choices as to what you want to do. Yeah. I think you made the good choice.
I made a good one this year. I enjoy racing with everybody, even though that I'm not the fastest one out there, but, you know, it is what it is.
Do you have fun when you're out here at Hagerstown?
Yes, I do. I enjoy it.
Who would you like to thank? I know your car's not here now, but I know there's other people behind the scenes that have helped you to be out here each and every week.
Yes, I'd like to thank the family. I'd like to thank also my soon-to-be wife, State Farm Auto, Mike's Auto. Them guys, they pitch in, help pay the bill, and do what they can do, and I fit the rest of the bill.
Well, Jeremy, we appreciate you being here. You're a great representative of our series. Thank you so much for your participation this year, and we certainly hope we see you back here again next season.
Looking forward to it. Thank you much.
All right. Jeremy Mills, our number 5 man in our semi-late points here for the 2025 season. Another driver in a very tough class. He didn't get the victory, but by golly, I was rooting for you. You were very close. Shane McQuay in the 3D. Not a bad year, considering what's in front of you and the competition you raced against, but some strong runs out of you this year.
No, I really appreciate that. Yeah, these guys are fast for sure. We're getting a little better. I mean, I'm just glad that we're getting it back in the trailer most weeks. Most weeks.
Who would you like to thank for your efforts here this year, Shane? I know the car may not have all the sponsors that there's some here and there, but I know the fans may not see them, but I know there's a lot of behind-the-scenes people as well.
I just want to thank family, and pretty much I'm my own sponsor.
So what's your plans in the future?
We're going to give it another year, but I don't know. We're going to stay in this class for next year. See if we can't get that first feature win.
See what we can do. Maybe I can sabotage Steve Kent for you, a couple others for you up there.
All them boys.
All right. Shane, congratulations. Thank you for being here this year.
Absolutely. Pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Shane McQuay, our number 4 driver in our semi-late points here in the 2025 season. Here you go, Shane. I'll put you that as well. All right, finishing number 3 in the points. He got 2 trophies in Victory Lane. We've seen it in Victory Lane when that 65 has been here. Dylan Wilson in Cassville, Pennsylvania. How are you?
Careful, she might yell.
Well, that's okay. Hey, I know that you wanted the car here tonight. It's been a couple of tough weeks at the beginning and the end of the season for that 65 machine. It seemed like every time that thing was put back together, it went right back up front.
Yeah, we had a pretty good car. It wasn't quite what it was last year. I think there might be some hidden damage somewhere from the first race when my steering broke and I hit the wall. It's going to get checked over this winter on the jig, and hopefully we can find our speed and consistency we had last year. And it sucks I don't have a car here this week, but I'm here to help Brian and my engine builder Ryan Sager, and I'm having some fun. And I brought the baby, so I think I'm having more fun than these guys. I got the baby, so.
Well, you can relax a little bit tonight as well. I know your heart would like to be out here on the racetrack, but you got a lot to be thankful for this year.
Oh yeah, it's always fun, and this is a really tough class. So we got 1 win this year. I'm happy with that, and we were able to do a little bit of traveling and pick up a win at Thundering Rock down in Cumberland. So that was cool, and hopefully we can get her back together, and we'll see what next year brings, and hopefully we're back out strong.
I know the car isn't here for people to see, but who else would you like to thank that has helped you sponsorship-wise as well?
Well, the first person, like always, I thank my dad and my crew, Brian and Jim, Zane, my fiance here, Chantel, Bollinger Builders, Ryan Sager, Sager Racing Engines, Roostet Chassis. Oh man, I'm not used to not having a car to look at. Purdy Trucking, Bunn Trucking, Swanger Trucking, Jim Bilger's Garage, Ray's Removal, and I just like to thank everybody for coming out to watch us every week. We wouldn't get to come have fun out here and put on a show if you guys didn't come watch us, so thank you for that.
You know, she's touching my arm and she's looking into my eyes. Those are pretty little eyes that she's got. Where'd she get them from?
I don't know. It ain't me.
All right, Dylan, great job this year. I know it's going to even be better for you next year.
Thank you.
All right, Dylan Wilson in Cassville, Pennsylvania, number 3, I should say, in our semi-late points. This gentleman had himself a very good year, happy no matter what. And I tell you, one of the most emotional speeches, and I know I told you the second time you won, that was a great effort. 2-time feature winner, and you stayed on the bumper of this guy points-wise all season long. Brian Kearns, great job this year.
Well, I appreciate it. Like I said, we started out not wanting to run for points, missed a race, and he missed a race. It was, you know, he's a tough guy to beat. He's got a good driver, got good equipment, but you know, I'm pleased with what we had. We're all winners, like I say.
Absolutely.
You know, we're all out here having fun, doing something that a lot of people would want to do, but just don't have the opportunity to do it. So I'm blessed.
Who would you like to thank for your efforts this year?
Well, Brad and Amanda, my grandkids.
It's okay. It's okay, Brian. Let her go.
I apologize, but
No need.
I never can do this without getting emotional because
Well, a lot of people, when they look at me, they cry. I just bring tears to their eyes. I don't know why.
she was such a big part of my life that you know, this was her life. So you know, her grandkids, her daughters, my son, all my friends, family, Mike Dash, Danny, everybody, his girlfriend Julie, everybody that's ever helped me in my career. I thought about giving it up, but boy, I opened a can of worms up by saying that night, and it just, no one wants me to quit, so I don't think she would want me to. So we're gonna try to come back another year or so to see what we can do, but just without support and a lot of help and family, you can't do it.
Well, again, I'll tell you this. I told you the second time you won when I got down here to Victory Lane to you. James Essex, literally the dean of announcers in dirt late model racing when the Lucas Oil boys were here, and you won that night. He sat up in that booth, and he was clapping his hands together, and he said, "Go, brother, go." And when you let out the emotion, he loved it. Nothing wrong with that, Brian. Congratulations. You earned yourself a lot of respect by a lot of people with your driving abilities, your demeanor, and everything you've done this year, and we are so proud to have you at Hagerstown this year.
Well, I appreciate it too. Like I said, I do apologize, but when the big piece of your life goes, you know, it's kind of hard not to. And when you're a sissy when it comes to I'm very emotional when it comes to things I care about. And that's just the way it is.
All right. Brian Kearns, ladies and gentlemen, a great season, a 2-time winner and runner-up this year in our semi-late division, and well-deserved. And then we come to Steve Kent. Huh? All right, do you have your fire suit tonight? That's the big question.
I did.
Yeah, see, Linda threw you under the bus right there.
I forgot it last night. I brought the motor home, and I just had a lot going on, and my wife called me and was like, "Hey, did you forget something?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm all good." She's like, "Well, you didn't get your suit out of the dryer that I told you about this morning, and your race bag's sitting here." So luckily, my father was on the way, and he stopped by and grabbed it for me. So.
Well, I tell you what, suit or not, I mean, you had the Superman cape on this year. That 1C machine was stout. Fun watching you going through the corners. You're raising that left wheel up off the corners and having a good old time. Now, Mr. Stoner broke your track record. What are you going to do about that tonight? You got to get him back, don't you?
I'd like to, but I guess it's only can be done in qualifying, so he might have it, you know. So.
Well, he won the battle last night. Do you have the car that can win the war?
Yeah, I'm hoping. We, tried some stuff last night, and it didn't really work out for me. Not as good as it worked out for him, but yeah, he definitely found something, and I dialed my car the other way a little bit. So we changed some stuff back, and I should be good tonight.
4 feature event victories just doesn't say enough. I mean, there was very other solid finishes when somebody else made one. That 1 seed was right there. I know you took one weekend off, but you knew you had to come back because the points tightened up pretty quickly. Who would you like to thank for the efforts this year?
Oh, I got to thank my crew and from all the sponsors, that helped out, SKS, F&A Excavating, Frederick Moose Lodge, and Cook Home Team. So, yeah, man, we definitely got it done. Worst I finished was 2nd place, so I can't complain about that. Consistency and, just being there, paid off this year.
Well, Steve, congratulations. You got one more. You got a monster Simulate division to run against tonight. Should be a hell of a race. I'm looking forward to that one, but great job all season long.
I appreciate it. All right, thanks a lot.
All right, Steve Kent, your champion this year in Simulate, and again, a round of applause, our top 5 in Simulates for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, our final class we'd like to honor tonight as one of our weekly series, or pretty much weekly, the Pure Stock Division. Getting a lot of competition in this class of the 2025 season. Hard to believe that Keith Reed came away with 6 wins because there was a lot of other victors in this class this year. But when it was all said and done, the driver at Hagerstown comes away with 6 feature event victories and a top 5 in our Pure Stock points. Keith, number 1. That was a hell of a sandwich. I enjoyed that yesterday.
I'm glad you liked it.
No, thanks for being here this year. I know it's been kind of up and down. There's been some bumps along the way. Something we want to put behind us and just have a good time and enjoy each other. But no matter what, through it all, I know it wasn't 100% the year that you wanted to have, but still coming away with 6 feature event victories says a lot about this racing team.
Yeah, we got a good team. We build our cars. They're pretty nice cars. I want to thank my son for letting me have his car for a couple races. He wants to try Winchester, so we made a little deal there. But yeah, we had 6 wins and a lot of fun doing it.
You are the defending champion of this race, the Hub City National. There's some very stout competition out there, as I mentioned to Steve, in the Simulate division. What's the key for you tonight with these guys?
I don't know. I mean, we struggled with the car last night. The guys, we took it home and put our heads together and had it on the scales for a long time, and we just hope it got better tonight.
Well, and that's 20 laps to find out. Where are you starting tonight?
Start 8th.
8th position, 20 laps. Let's see what happens there. Who would you like to thank for this effort this year?
I'd like to thank Danny's Auto Repair, Triad Engineering, Poncho's Racing Products. I went down to see him to get some tear-offs, and he says, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you all the sheet metal you need for the 2 cars for next year. So that's a big help in this division. We're tight on money as it is, and that's a big help.
Absolutely. Any little bit helps, and that's a big one right there. Keith, again.
I don't want to forget Garvin Signs. He does a good job lettering up these cars, and I don't know if he's out there tonight, but thank you.
All right, Keith, and thank you for being back here with us again. Congratulations on great success this year and being back in our top 5 again.
And I'm still going to hold you that crab cake.
All right, I believe you. All right, Keith Reed, number 5 in our points this year out of Hagerstown. He came away with 6 feature event victories. Another driver that found his way to victory lane. Still may find his way back into victory lane one more time. The 32F at Tyler Fisher out of Fair Play. Boy, you got taller on me. The last time I interviewed you, I didn't think you were that tall. Kind of been an up and down season, a little bumpy, but you got that victory. You were one of the many we've talked about that is so close to victory lane, and you finally got that one this year.
Yeah, I was glad to finally get one. Came earlier in the year, had some struggles the rest of the year. Struggled last night. We start in Winchester tonight, so we'll see what happens.
How would you assess the overall season? I know we just talked about it just a little bit, and what your thoughts are, how the car's feeling tonight for tonight's feature event for this strong field of pure stocks.
I feel pretty good. I mean, we did not too much to it, grind some tires, and we're going to see what we can do.
A lot of success and a lot of sponsors on these cars. Who would you like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Devil's Due and Minnick's Towing Recovery. I got some Cliff and Rocky Mountain friends there. They sponsored the car, and Misty Moo Cow Creamery and Zach Rinley's Fireside. Without them guys, I couldn't do it.
Tyler, thanks so much for being here this year. Great job on that one victory, and we wish you the very best of luck tonight and in the future as well.
Thank you.
All right, Tyler Fisher out of Fair Play, Maryland, number 4 in our Pure Stock points for the 2025 season. Now we move to a driver that, well, I was pushing for. If I could get you across victory lane myself, I almost ran down there, got my truck out, and tried to push you. So many strong performances for William Ecton Jr. Still haven't got that victory, but it seems like it's so much closer. You got to turn around because Albert wants to look at your good side.
Okay. Yeah, we've been working on it every week, so I mean, it is what it is. So there's a lot of tough competition up here.
Absolutely. I mean, you and Dylan Beavers, along with Nathaniel Yonker, Tyler, the list goes on and on of so many cars that some in that list that I mentioned haven't got a victory but are oh so darn close. Could tonight be that night for you?
We're going to try.
Who would you like to thank for this year?
Our company, Resley Tire, my dad, the mostly, and my wife. They put up with it, so.
One of the first trailers I always see coming to the pits at Hagerstown Speedway, along with this next gentleman that I'm going to talk to. But William, always a pleasure to see you out on the racetrack. A good-looking car, running stronger and stronger. Best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, William Ecton Jr., third in our Pure Stock points this year. All right, from Pennsylvania to West Virginia, another one that's an early arriver. Nobody's going to steal that spot over there. You know what? Next year, I'm going to park my truck right in that spot and just laugh when you're coming in. But you're just going to knock me out of the way, aren't you?
Man, I'm going to give you the bumper.
Come here. Albert needs to see you again. We got to move out of the pole. There we are. You're going to give me the bumper. Well, I tell you what, you've been strong this year. But you know what? Even though the victories haven't come, you keep that smile on your face.
Man, I always try to. I try to keep a level head. I know every time I come out here, trying to have as much fun as we can. And at the end of the day, all you can do is give it all you've got. And the goal is to get right here by the end of the night.
And I know that for a good part of the year, you did have that points lead, but that just shows how tough you've got to be in this street stock or pure stock division, because you got to be up on the wheel. And one bad finish with the guys that are in the hunt behind you. The points were always so tight. But I know you're very happy with this guy up here. You guys were both in victory lane when Nathaniel won that championship a couple of weeks ago. And I like to see that camaraderie. That's very special.
He did the same thing for me a few years ago, and I know anytime something happens to me or my car, I'm always right there, especially if he's running in the front. I'm always right there for him, and if it ain't me, it's got to be him.
All right, now Stinky's not here tonight because we know he's down at Potomac for the Demolition Derby, so he said if you win tonight that he gets all the credit. Is that true?
I don't know about that.
All right. Hey, who would you like to thank for your efforts this year?
First of all, I got to thank my dad. He's standing back there. He gives all the effort he can all week. Everything on this car. Him and Adam. Adam right there. My dad and Adam. All day, every day. They know I throw bundles every day on roofs. And I'll come home and they'll still be outside in the garage just turning wrenches.
Dylan, you're a class act. It's always fun to see you, and we're always rooting for you out there. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you. We're going to give it everything.
All right, your runner-up in 2025, Dylan Beavers out of Hedgeville, West Virginia. From one great guy, and the line just keeps on going, to another very good guy, very humble, Nathaniel Yonker. And who's this?
This is Harlow.
Harlow?
Yep, it's my little niece.
Harlow, I'm going to turn that grin into a smile by the time that we're done with this interview. Nathaniel, I know it was kind of an up and down season to a degree. You finally got things on track, and it just came together pretty much at the right moment.
Oh yeah, it did. We struggled a little bit in the beginning with the setup and stuff like that, but it started working out, and we're fast.
Now, I know you and Dylan, William, Keith, Tyler, you look at these four behind you. That's just four of a very stout field of pure stock drivers. Many more in this pit area that's very strong. Nick Fogel, another one that was very strong. He came on, but just had some bad fortune. You got a very strong field of pure stock drivers that have come from other places as well tonight. What are your thoughts on tonight's race?
I think we're going to be pretty fast. It's track looks good. I'm excited to get going.
Who would you like to thank for your efforts this year?
I'd like to thank my dad, my mom, my sister, and Harlow, Renee, my girlfriend, Garen, Uncle Craig, Marshall, Nick, my grandmother. Everybody just helps. We build everything on this car ourselves. We build the bodies, we build rear ends, the engines, everything.
Well, and something that people don't know much about, tonight we also honored someone else, and that's Brian Jones, one of the gentlemen that's a leader in getting our track prepared. Brian has worked here for 39 plus years. Hoping Brian may stay around a little bit longer, but Linda Fogel right here came up with the idea. They want to get a helmet to have the driver sign. Well, she also got it wrapped, and it's got some beautiful pictures on it for Brian. It was a very emotional time down there, but Nathaniel was the driving force behind that, providing a helmet. That meant a lot to Brian. I couldn't even talk to him without having a lump in my throat and tears in my eyes, and that just shows the great family we have, not only at the drivers, but the crew people here at Hagerstown Speedway.
Oh, for sure. I grew up here. A lot of me, Dylan, everybody. It was awesome to see, be able to even do for him.
Nathaniel, I know you're going to represent us well as a champion. You always have as just a competitor here at the Speedway. Congratulations and best of luck tonight.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, Nathaniel Yonker, and there are your top 5 in Pure Stock for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your patience. We wanted to do this for our top 5 finishers. We know we're starting a little bit behind schedule. Our late model sportsmen are lined up at the staging area. They're getting set for warm-ups tonight, but we wanted to honor our top 5 in our 3 major divisions. Folks, if you could, one more time, just give it up for our top 5 and our champions for 2025.
Members, be advised we do have a car stopped at the exit of turn 2.
As group number 1 of our late model sportsman driver is getting things dialed in, we'll get set for hot laps here in just a few moments.
Roll high in turn 2. Caution, caution. That completes your hot laps, drivers. That completes your hot laps. Drivers, track is clear. Go ahead and pick up your pace. Green, green, green. Okay, low and 3, drivers. Low and 3. Slow car on the high side of 3 and 4. All right, that completes your hot lap session, drivers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as our late model sportsmen in heat race number 1 get staged and ready to go, at this time we'll present our opening ceremonies. If you could rise as you are able, we will deliver tonight's invocation to be followed by our national anthem. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the beautiful day that you have given us here in early September. We are grateful for all of the racing events that we have been so lucky to be a part of for 2025, not only here at Hagerstown, but to enjoy the sport we love so much everywhere we go. Tonight, we're very grateful for just a great collection of drivers and talent that are in our pit area. We ask you, Father, please keep our drivers safe as well as their crew members as they work very hard in their competition tonight. We ask you to pray for our officials all around our speedway. Keep them safe. Help them to make wise decisions in what they try to do to provide the safest and fairest atmosphere for our drivers out there. We ask you to protect our military. Please keep them safe as they do their jobs to keep us safe each and every day of our life in our own country and all over the world. Thank you so very much to our first responders that are always right there to help us at any moment. Please keep them safe as they are also in the line of fire trying to keep all of us safe and happy. And again, Father, we thank you for the wonderful fans we have here this evening. We thank you for bringing them to us. We hope they enjoy their program tonight. But just as importantly, please keep them safe in their journey on their way back home this evening and afford them the opportunity and the safety to be back with us yet another time. We enjoy the sport we love so very much. In your precious name we pray. Amen. as we get set to do battle. Once again, 3 heat races to determine the starting order tonight at our 20-lap late model sportsman portion of the Hub City Nationals. As they hit the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone, we're set for heat race action for late model sportsmen tonight. Kyle Lear bolting out to a very commanding lead in less than half a lap. Kuntz in the 1K. He'll grab second. Cody Breed, that new ride with Harry Shipe, the 25K. Right now, he's up into third position as the leaders make their way off turn number 4. It's all Lear right now. Breed is trying to gather himself back up and make a challenge on Kuntz. For the moment, he's right there in third. Fourth position, Jesmer in the number 81. He started back on the inside of row number 5. In that 9th position, he's already up to 4th in that 81. He's cooking right now in 4th position back in turn 3 and 4. Bold move down bottom as he gets underneath a Cody Breeden and grabs that 3rd position quickly. Breeden's got some trouble on that front side, possibly the 25 off the pace down here in turn number 1. Likewise for the 1K of Keith Kuntz. He's high in turn 1 and 2. So problems for 2 drivers. Breeden brings the 25 in and looks like Kuntz may be able to get in. He is now lowering it down on the back straightaway and may be able to enter into the back straightaway pits here at lap number 3. All the while, it is Kyle Lear, half straightaway edge over Jimmy Jesmer. Brad Umsen, the number 5, now up into 3rd. Going to be Bone Break in 4th, and Pope rounding out the top 5 here at the halfway point in qualifier number 1. Late model sportsman, heat race number 2 to the staging area, please. Late model sportsman drivers, heat race number 2 to the staging area, please. So solid lead for Lear. Give him over a turn advantage as he comes back for lap number 5. Running the crates last night in the 92J of Brian Coe's car. But really back in that comfort zone in that 151. When that car pulls out of the trailer, you know that's trouble. The only 3-time winner in late model sportsman action this year here at the Hagerstown Speedway. Jesmer's 81, very impressive as he's had about a half dozen rides here at Hagerstown behind that wheel and stronger each and every week. The 5 of Brad Ums, one of our Winchester boys, making a solid run in 3rd. And right behind them again, it's going to be the 37 of Bone Break, followed by the 11 of Pope with 2 laps to go. White flag in the air this time by for the Severna Park, Maryland driver. That is going to be Kyle Lear as he heads it off into turn number 1 and 2. And pretty much on cruise control down the backstretch. Comfortable edge for Jesmer in 2nd, Omsen 3rd. Top 5, really everybody comfortable in their positions. And Lear will take qualifier number 1 for late model sportsmen tonight in the Hub City in the 151 machine. 81 of Jesmer will park it in the number 2 position. Followed by the 5 of Brad Ums off at turn number 4, the 37 of Bone Break, and then the 11 of Pope. They will be the top 5 in qualifier number 1.
Okay, front row, hold that pace right there. Nice, easy, steady pace. I need you side by side, 21. Going green this time in 4.
Anderson with a very good jump on the start. Latham trying to take advantage of it. He went right with him, and he'll go underneath a Jacob Piper and grab the number 2 spot. Latham with issues off that second turn. Not quite the groove he wanted. And that put Piper back around him for the moment in 2nd spot. Anderson bringing him back to the number 1 position. And lap number 1, it'll be Latham and Piper side by side for 2nd. Cody Kirshner, that 2+2 machine. He's already worked himself up from the inside of row number 4. And right now up into 3rd, make it 4th for the moment. He's got Jeremy Pilkerton to deal with on his outside. Lap number 2 about to be complete. Latham and Piper continue their battle high and low, and Latham will have the edge at the line. Piper back into the number 3 spot. Going to be Kirshner in 4th. Pilkerton in the 8 machine, now 5th. And he's got the 92 of Frankie Gordon to deal with right on his heels in the number 6 position. Everybody going single file right now down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Only battle is right in that top 5 at 5th position. Pilkington trying to hold on. Frankie Gordon trying to chew up underneath the bottom side and see if he can make it stick. They stay side by side off at turn number 2. And really no big lead for anybody. The front 4 pretty close. It's still Braden Anderson with a few car lengths advantage over the 6 of Latham. Piper remains in 3rd, Kirshner 4th, and give the 92 of Frankie Gordon the number 5 spot here at the halfway point. Things are tightening up for 3rd a little bit. Kirshner, he started further back in the field after having some issues and not able to come out for his warm-up session. The 2+2 started on the inside of row number 4. And he is cut up into the number 4 position right now. Looked like he was going to challenge Piper. Jacob a little out of sorts off that second turn, loses some momentum, and here comes Kirshner closing that gap back up as we look for 2 laps to go. Latham likewise staying right in the tire tracks. Braden Anderson in that battle for the lead. Kirshner again with some good runs and great momentum off that second turn as he closes up on Piper as we watch that battle for 3rd. White flag will be in the air. Off the pace going to be the 58 of Warrenfeld's down the back straightaway. He'll duck into the back pits as we incur our final lap of the night here in heat race number 1. Here goes Latham. He got the opportunity. He saw a bobble by Braden Anderson, and that was enough to grab it underneath. Latham, top qualifier right now at warm-ups. He was fast as air, and he will take heat race number 2. Give it to Austin Latham. Braden Anderson will be 2nd. Cody Kirshner, Jacob Piper, and Frankie Gordon will be the top 5. Chuck Cox and Eric Cronice lead us back into the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone, our final late model sportsman qualifier of the night. It'll be Chuck Cox grabbing that early lead. Cronice into 2nd. Weaver trying to make it a 3-wide battle, and he will down into turn 3 and 4. Great move down to the bottom side. Chad Myers was on the high side of Ray Ciccarelli. Myers has not given up. He's right there. They clear the Ciccarelli car and remain side by side. Weaver to the bottom. Myers up top, and Cronice right in front. Cox by about 5 car lengths. He's got the lead here with a lap and a half in the books. Give Weaver the edge over Myers for the moment. He is running down low. He's got 3rd. Myers is staying top shelf right now in turn 3 and 4 as Cox will lead him back for lap 2. 5th place right now is Ciccarelli, the 25 at Jonathan Rayleigh, trying to crack the top 5. He's running the low line. Booz in that B2 is back behind them as everybody pretty much single file in the top 4. Now a 3-wide battle again. Booz, Rayleigh, Ciccarelli as they work back into turn 3 and 4. That's for the number 5 spot. Again, Crown Vic drivers for your heat event to the staging area. Crown Vic drivers for your heat event to the staging area, please. It'll be Weaver off turn number 2. 3 laps complete. We close it on halfway. He'll claim the number 2 position from Eric Cronice down in turn 3 and 4. 88C of Chuck Cox has been the leader from the outset as Ciccarelli pulls the 49 into the back pit area here at halfway. So Weaver now in 2nd, about 5 car length separation. Cronice holding on to 3rd. Myers in the 21 4th. 25 O'Reilly. He's trying to find some speed, closing up that gap in the number 5 position. Weaver closing on Cox as they come back for lap number 5. Couple of car lengths as they work it back to the stripe. Cox running a good line, but Weaver's going to get a good jump off turn number 2, and he will draw even as they go into turn 3. Clear Spring, Maryland driver, a few miles just up the road, and right now he's trying just to be a few miles away from his heat race victory here tonight at Hagerstown. Lap number 6 on the board. As Weaver takes command, it will be Cox dropping into 2nd, Cronice in 3rd. 25 O'Reilly in that number 4 spot. Cronice not done. He wants to regain at least 1 spot that he lost as he and Cox side by side in 2nd, and Rayleigh is right there as well with the white flag out. Final lap, it's Weaver in control, but 2nd on back is questionable. Right now it's going to be Chuck Cox opening up a little bit of separation. Cronice is still solidly in 3rd. followed by Rayleigh, as Justin Weaver will be our final late model sportsman heat race winner of the night, taking the victory. Cox will be second, Cronice in third, Rayleigh and Brian Booz, they will be the top 5. Crown Vics of the Jesse James Automart start zone, and their 5-lap heat race event underway here at Hagerstown. 98 to Beeman. He is trying to grab that lead from your pole sitter, Travis Cause. Right behind him going to be the 68H of Alan Harding. He'll tuck into the number 3 position, followed by Byler Akey. He was a heat race winner in one of the events earlier this year. And the 83E, rounding out the order right now, Jamie Swank. They'll be the top 5 as they work off at turn number 4 and back for the first circuit. It'll be Beeman in control. Barron trying to split right up the middle and in between Shable and also the 8S machine of Parker Starr. Looks like he's able to do it. That will move him up into 6th position. They might almost got into another 3-wide battle. Barron able to get it under control, and now he's got 5 cars to chase down. That was the opening Crown Vic winner in our season here at Hagerstown. Beeman, meanwhile, the most recent winner, back to the stripe as your leader. 717 of Cause, the pole sitter, comfortably in the number 2 spot. Then the 68H of Alan Harding, digging a little bit down low, trying to see if he can get that 2nd position. The 11 of Byler Akey in 4th, followed by the 83 of Parker Starr. I'll make it Jamie Swank actually in that 83 Star of the 8S machine as they'll come back. 2 laps to go here in our one and only qualifier for the Crown Vic cars. Again, 4 cylinders for your warm-ups. You can make your way to the staging area. 4-cylinder drivers for your warm-ups to the staging area, please. Top 2 secure. It's just a jumble back there, and the only driver on the move seems to be Byler Akey. Now, he started 3rd, but dropped back a few notches in the order, trying to regain some of the spots. He has got a couple of other drivers. That's Swank and Harding down below him. The white flag is out, meanwhile, for Beeman. And trouble for Brady Shable on the 119. He loops it down in turn 4. He was towards the tail end of the field. He's able to whip it back around. And we're able to stay green flag racing here for the final lap of the night. Again, 12-lap feature event coming up for the Crown Vic cars, and they will be back with us next Saturday for the Thrills and Spills show. But right now, Quentin Beeman looking to see if he can assemble 2 in a row here at Hagerstown. Starts it off with a heat race victory tonight in the 98 machine. Coming home in 2nd, pole sitter Travis Cause, followed by Alan Harding. And then after him, going to be the 11 machine, Byler Akey. He's able to get back up into 4th, and the 83 of Jamie Swank. They will be the top 5 in our lone Crown Vic heat race of the night. Anthony Varner's been out there. That one's Matthew Chronister as he heads on by. And the rest of our 4-cylinders get up to speed and make their final adjustments for tonight's 20-lap main event. Again, Pure Stocks, your warm-ups are next. Pure Stock drivers, your warm-ups are next. All right, we'll wrap it up for our 4-cylinders. The 114 of Josh France. He ends up being tops on the board in their warm-up session.
Caution, caution. Car in the middle of 1 and 2. Car in the middle of 2. Stay high in 2, drivers. All right, driver's track is clear. That will complete your hot lap sessions. Go ahead and take a pit side and get ready for your feature.
All right, Crown Vic drivers for your feature event. You can make your way to the staging area. Crown Vic drivers for your feature event to the staging area, please.
Caution, caution. Good job, drivers. Again, take a pit side and get ready for your feature.
Third overall, Ryan Sager. All right, here we go. Set Crown Vic competition. Quint Beeman, the 98. He was the most recent winner here at Hagerstown in their 12-lap feature coming up. 7:17 to Travis Cause out of Wittenberg, Pennsylvania on his outside. 68H of Alan Harding of the Kaiser, West Virginia. The 11 of Isla Reiki out of Breezewood. 83 of Jamie Swing. The J19 of one-time winner Jonathan Barron. The 8S of Parker Starr. The 9G of Graham Breasure. Also the 119 of Brady Shable. And the 54 being powered by Jake Wall. They are the drivers in our 12-lap, 10-car Crown Vic field coming up tonight. Again, 4 cylinders to the staging area. All right, down the back straightaway, lap number 1. 7:17 to Travis Cause. He's got that lead. The 11 machine had a good run earlier tonight. That's Byler Akey. He was a heat race winner in Crown Vic action earlier this year. Akey looking to the inside as they come back for lap number 2. Half-car length separation between the pair. J19 of Jonathan Barron, the one-time winner. Right now he is back there in third. Beeman's 98. He started up front, but he has slipped back into fourth. He's got Harding in the 68H and Shable's 119 right behind him. Everybody nose to tail as they work it back into 3 and 4 and get set for the 1/4 mark of tonight's Crown Vic Feature event. Again, 4 cylinders for your feature. 4-cylinder drivers for your 20-lap feature. You can make your way to the staging area. Challenge for the lead down the back straightaway. Byler Akey looking to become the 3rd different winner as he pauses to the inside. Cause of that 717 also looking for his first win. Side-by-side action. Barron and Beeman, the one-time winners. They're right behind him as they come back for lap number 4 and give that one to Byler Akey that time by. 2 by 2. Barron will win the battle with Beeman and up to the inside of Cause as they rub pretty good off that second turn. Good hard action. 68H of Harney makes it a tight 5-car single file battle in turn number 4 as they come back for lap number 5. All right, down the back straightaway, Akey, 3-car lengths better than Barron. That J19 trying to reel him in and get his 2nd victory of the season. Good battle for 3rd. Beeman down to the bottom side. A Cause. Harding that 68H right there. Good tight 5-car battle. It's been that way the entire distance as they hit halfway this time by. 6 in the book, 6 to go. Again, 4 cylinders. Your main event coming up next. 4-cylinder drivers for your 20-lap feature event. We need you to the staging area. Boy, if they're not side by side, they are in good formation, single file, and they have put on a great job. These top 5 machines working their way off at turn number 4. Brady Shable in the 119, he had some trouble during the heat race, and he gathered it back in, but he is not far behind that number 6 position. But Byler Akey right now holding that lead here at lap number 7 as Barron is only a car length back. Beeman's now back up into 3rd, going to be Cause in 4th. Harding in 5th, and Shable right now holding on to the number 6 position here at lap number 8. All right, lap number 9 about to be recorded, and Barron's getting closer. A little out of shape off of that 4th turn. Gathered it back up and didn't lose much to Akey, but he's allowed Beeman to be right on that rear bumper as the top 3 make their way off into 1 and 2. Still the 717 of Cause. He's well within striking distance, now under attack by the 68H. That being the Alan Harding machine. He started 3rd, dropped back into the number 5 spot, trying to gain back a couple of positions as we come to 2 to go. Barron with trouble in turn number 4. And looks like it's on that right front. That J19 machine had some trouble. A little squirrely as he came off turn 4 last time by. And looks like something amiss on the front side of that J19 machine as our Jesse James Auto Mart caution comes out late in tonight's Crown Vic feature event. Treatment systems, clean, safe water with customized solutions. Again, our thanks out to H&H Well Drilling, located on 17600 Lappins Road in Fairplay, Maryland. All right, Crown Vic drivers back in the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. We're down to the final 2 laps in tonight's Crown Vic feature event. Byler Akey looking to become the 3rd driver in as many races to pick up a feature event victory here at Hagerstown. Green flag back in the air. And Harding in that 68H, he has had some strong runs. Here comes Beeman down to the low side, that 98. He is looking to pick up 2 victories in a row. Akey's showing a little bit of muscle down the back chute, slowly edging that 11 machine back in front. But they'll draw even through the corners who will come out the better of it. Looks like Bailaraki will still win that battle. White flag is in the air this time by. He's got Beeman and he's got Harding. They are side by side in the battle for the number 2 spot. Now it's going to be Beeman crossing over in front of Harding. And he's got one last-ditch effort. Gets a good run off of turn number 2. Akey's got it wound up down the back straightaway. Again, it's going to have to be a perfect 3 and 4 like he did a moment ago. Akey to the high side. Beeman down to the bottom. And Akey's got that high side momentum. And Bailaraki will check in for his first Crown Vic Feature event victory of the season. Going to be the 98 of Quentin Beeman, 68 of Harding, 71 of Cause, and the 11 of... 119, I should say. That's Brady Shable. Well, in round number 1, as we mentioned, Jonathan Barron, the J19, he got the victory. Round number 2, just a few weeks ago, the 98 of Quentin Beeman was in victory lane. This young gentleman, as we mentioned, picked up a heat race fin in one of the qualifiers, but tonight saves him off. It's Bailaraki in the 11, coming away with his first Crown Vic Feature event victory here at the Hagerstown Speedway. Well, Byler, it was earned tonight for sure. You had the 2 winners from Hagerstown Speedway hot on your heels and a couple other players. Probably didn't need to see that caution with 2 to go because that really made it even tougher.
No, I found my groove in heat race. I just wasn't very good. Feature, I found what I needed. And they kept coming and coming and coming and never gave me much room to breathe.
Well, and you know, when we got to the final lap, I mean, really the white flag lap, a very good line coming off of turn number 4. And obviously Beeman was there. Harding was there. One was in the low side. One was up in the middle. And it said it's going to have to almost be another perfect turn in turn 3 and 4, another lap. And boy, did you put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, thank you. It's just nerve-wracking. You see that white flag, you know you have one more. This is your last chance, so don't mess it up.
How's your season been so far in some of the other tracks you've run at?
We've been competitive all year, top 3s, top 5s. This is our second win of the year, so not bad.
Where was win number 1 at for you?
My first win was at Bedford Speedway.
Okay. How many races do you have left? I know you guys are scheduled to be back here next week for the Thrills and Spills show. So my question is, you're going to run it as a Crown Vic, you're going to put it in the demo derby. Which way are you going?
I think we're going to stay in the Crown Vic for now.
And how many races after that do you have left for the season? I know it's winding down quickly.
Maybe 5 or 6, if that, and then we're going down to Florida for the 100,000 to win in November.
Oh, wow. What track is that?
That's at All-Tech Speedway.
All right, down in Lakeland, Florida, I believe, or somewhere in that vicinity. Well, Byler, good to see you back in victory lane. You guys have done what all the other classes have done, provided quite a bit of parity, a lot of different feature winners, 3 races, 3 different winners this year. Who would you like to thank for your effort tonight?
I got to thank my dad. He's my #1 supporter. I got to thank my girlfriend. She always trusts me. I got to thank George Beckett and Sons, Lost Silo Farms, RPM Parts, and Victoria's Flowers.
Well, we're going to be looking for you next week at Hagerstown. If not, we're going to be looking for you that $100,000 payday. Best of luck on that big one. I know there's going to be some heavyweights down there, but great job this year, and we hope it keeps going for you.
Thank you.
All right, Bailaraki, 3 wins on the season for 3 different drivers here at the Hagerstown Speedway and Crown Vic competition, and Byler parks it in victory lane tonight.
Yep, I like that pace front row. Let's get side by side. Field, let's go ahead and stack up in turn 3. We're going green out of 4.
All right, here we go. 4 cylinders here tonight at the Hub City National. 24 strong, 20 laps of distance, and 114. Josh France shoots out from the outside of row number 1 and grabs a lead. Gonna be Chris Anderson into second. The 15 Emma McDaniel into third as they work down the back straightaway. The 02 of Derek Iser. He's been very strong all weekend long. He's a very tight 4th right now. Leaders making their way back off at turn number 4. Lap number 1, give it to France, the outside pole sitter. Chaz Smith in that 13S, also a very strong car this weekend. He currently sits right outside that top 5. And back behind him, the 15, Tiana Anderson. She's on the move, trying to move up likewise in that racing order. The H15 of Andrew Hoffner. That's the other 15 out in the field. They're right in there together, just outside the top 5, trying to crack in as we have the early stages of tonight's 20 lap event going on. Right now, very good lead for Josh France over Chris Anderson, but early stages, only 3 laps will be complete this time by. Long 20-lap distance here in our Hub City National. 3rd spot still given to the 02 of Derek Iser. He started on the outside of row number 2. 13 Again being driven by Chaz Smith. Started 6th. Right now has moved up 2 spots up into 4th. Hoffner at that H15 started 5th, and right now that's where he holds. But he and Chaz Smith having a pretty good battle with Nick McDaniel in the 15M looking just behind him. Coming back for lap number 4. Top 3 are secure. Single file and a little bit of a gap between them. As Chaz Smith and Hoffner, they will be the closest battle of that top 5. McDaniel in the 15M for the moment, holding on to the number 6 position. Tiana Anderson in the 15 back in 7th. Trip 7J of Jeff Erb holding on to 8th. And then a good battle. Robbie Carroll, he goes to the inside of Eric Moats. That's the battle for 9th with Moats the top 10. So the 1/4 mark of tonight's Sub-City National for the 4-cylinder drivers in the books. 5 laps are complete. And right now Josh France continuing to try and stretch that advantage out over Chris Anderson. And the O2 advisor remaining a very distant 3rd right now, comfortable in that spot. Again, Chaz Smith and then Hoffner. And they begin their battle as they come down the front straightaway. That would be for 4th. Hoffner again looking to the inside, trying to gain up one more spot. 15M of Nick McDaniel still in 6th, but right now the good battle in the top 10 is for 4th. And so Hoffner looks to the inside of that H15 machine, trying to see if he can gain one more spot in the order as we come back for the 7th circuit. Well, still side by side between Hoffner and Chaz Smith and that 13S. And both giving some respectful racing room to each other. And the Hoffner down bottom. Smith again with the high side momentum. Winds it up and moves right in front of that H15 machine. They are chasing down the O2 advisor. He's not far in front by just a few car lengths as the top 2 cross the stripe. 8 laps are complete here in tonight's 4-cylinder feature event. Outside the top 5, 15M of Nick McDaniel still leads that way. Back in 6th, followed by Anderson in 7th. Carroll in the number 8 spot. And then the Trip 7J machine being powered by Jeff Erb. He's holding on to 9th. The 82 of Eric Moats, top 10. Not much of a change within our top 10. As drivers outside of it still trying to find their way in. And we come back for lap number 9, closing on the halfway mark of tonight's 20-lap main event. Hoffner now on the high side. Finally won that battle with Chaz Smith. He will take over 4th. And meantime, Eric Moats in the 82 feeling a little bit of pressure a little bit further back. That's going to be the 916 Samuel Regetz trying to make a move on him to crack the top 10 for the first time tonight. And trouble off at turn number 2. Looks like our first Jesse James Automart caution going to be coming out on the speedway. Looks like the 151 of Eric Bazell started back to the 14th position, bringing out the Jesse James Automart caution over in turn number 2. And Anderson, that has been the front row. The only difference being now going to be France to the inside when they restart 10 laps later. At O2 machine right up there. That's Derek Iser. He's had a solid run. Hoffner in the H15. He won the battle with Chaz Smith moments ago as we get set to go back to green off turn number 4 in the Jesse James Automart restart zone. Back to green, and Anderson gets a run down bottom this time. He wants to be the new leader. He and France side by side into turn number 3 and 4. France not ready to totally give it up. He'll wiggle a little bit in that high groove, but still grabs a little bit more momentum, and he'll be the leader again at the stripe. Anderson back into 2nd, Hoffner to 3rd, Iser in 4th, and Chaz Smith. They'll be the top 5 as they come back for lap number 11. Still the ongoing battle for the lead. Down to the bottom side, it's Anderson. He wants that 2nd victory in that Hub City recognition for that championship as he works to the inside of France in turn 3 and 4, hugging down to the bottom side. He is going to wash up a little bit. France is going to be, he was outside, and again will be credited with the lead of that lap here on the 12th circuit. All the while, here comes somebody else, another player in the game, and that is Andrew Hoffner, that H15. These two up front have been battling hard, and Hoffner has snuck right in there. He has used a little high groove action to keep himself right in there, and he is now joined nose to tail down to the bottom side this time in 3 and 4 as they work back to the stripe. Iser in the O2, he's also making his way back in trouble for Nick McDaniel in the 15M. The one-time feature winner also heads off into the pits here at lap 13. Robbie Carroll right now having himself a very good run. He's in that number 4 position down the back straightaway. He was on the inside of row number 5 on the start. So he's gained up a few positions right now. 13 to Chaz Smith. He's faded just a little bit. He is back in 6. And then there is a dogfight back in 7. Tiana Smith has that position. Then it's going to be the 82 of Moats. He's right behind him. And a dogfight behind him. Some 2x2 and 3-wide racing just outside the top 6 or 7 machines as we've got 5 laps to go here in tonight's feature event. So right now that dogfight is cooled off. It's going to be France winning that battle again over Anderson. Hoffner is right there, about a car length back in 3rd. The 02 of Iser, and then Carroll in the 69. He's made some strides. He's up into the number 5 position as they come back for lap 16. Once again, Pure Stocks for your main event to the staging area. Pure Stock drivers for your main event to the staging area, please. Well, the good news for France is that Hoffner is working hard on Anderson. He's having to play a little bit of defense, but it's still only a couple of car length separation between those two as they come back for lap 17. Top 3 still well within striking distance of each other. The 02 of Iser, he remains in 4th. Then Carroll in the 69 5th. The 13 of Chaz Smith. Rounding out the top 6 machines. They peel off and have about a turn gap back to the next group of cars in line. 2 laps to go. Will be on the board this time by for Josh France in the 114 as he comes back to the line. 3 car length advantage right now off of turn number 2 as a 55. Larry Lamb looks like he's going to exit off into the pits here with a lap and a half to go here in tonight's 4-cylinder feature event. And France enjoying about the biggest amount of breathing room that he has had so far tonight as he works it back for the white flag. Chris Anderson and also the H15 of Andrew Hoffner. They remain the top 3. The 02 of Derek Iser. 69 of Robbie Carroll. And then the 13 of Chaz Smith. They remain the top 6. Smith and Carroll really tight for that number 5 spot off turn number 2. And meanwhile, just a straightaway ahead. Here comes Josh France. Started on the outside of row number 1. Won the battle with Chris Anderson early. Fended off a couple of cautions. And Josh France is your Hub City champion tonight in 4-cylinder action. It will be Chris Anderson coming home in 2nd spot. The H15 of Andrew Hoffner winds up in 3rd. 02 of Derek Iser in 4th. And top 5 tonight made up by 69 of Robbie Carroll. All right, there he is, folks. Give it up, Josh France. Hard-earned victory tonight in our 4 cylinders tonight here at Hagerstown in our Hub City national event. I don't know, Josh, you look like you're a little dazed right now. Or do you not believe you got this victory tonight?
Oh, no, I was seeing a little smoke there. I thought maybe it was my tires because I lost about a half a second there. About halfway through, my lap times dropped a half a second.
Well, no matter what, you were cooking. I don't know if she's smoking, but she was cooking out there. You had some good battles with Chris Anderson. I know he's one tough nut to crack out there. You guys started up on the front row together. You won that battle and eventually wrestled the lead away, but then that caution came out and reset everything, and you had to do it all over again. Take me through that, which got you back into the lead.
Yeah, that was wild there. I had to take a chance down there in 3. I just run it in real hard and hoped it stuck and worked, and it ended up working. I'm glad it did. It's either hit or miss, and I tried it.
You guys brought a strong field of 24 cars here. That means a lot to us. We really appreciate that for the Hub City National Weekend. What's it mean to come to Hagerstown and win not only a race, but win the Hub City National portion of a 4-cylinder event?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, I've been doing really well this year in this series, and it's a lot of hard racing too. And to win a lot of these races, it's difficult. I mean, I won local races, but not and a lot of them, but not a lot of these races. And this year, I've been fortunate enough to win a lot of these races, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, you definitely earned it. What you got left on your schedule? I know we're getting down the wire here on racing events this year, but what you have left on your calendar for racing?
Tomorrow I'm going to Knox Raceway there. It's 1,200 to win, and then PPMS, and then Beckley. That's it. Oh, I got Lernerville too. That's a full weekend there. That's going to be a lot of fun. Just the camping overnight and hanging out with friends and after the races. That's more fun than sometimes racing.
It is. Well, I certainly hope you can enjoy this. Congratulations for a hard-earned effort. Who would you like to thank tonight?
I got to thank Reed Chapman. That's who builds my motor and tunes my car. I mean, it really wasn't for him. I mean, I wouldn't be. I'd be up front, but not running like I am. He gives me some power that I've never had before. And then I got to thank Austin Lowe. He always is there helping me. And then Eric, I talked to him on the phone a lot. Just me and him just ramble off ideas and we try. I mean, he's driving, I'm driving. We'll talk for hours and not even notice it. And then my girlfriend and the kids are all the support.
Well, absolutely awesome job tonight, Josh. You earned it, and thank you so much for being here. Congratulations for being our Hub City 4 National Champion.
Thank you.
All right, Josh France, again, a big win tonight in four-cylinder action here at Hagerstown Speedway.
Taking that 20 lapper, and leading John Town.
Pace drivers, let's stack up the field in 3, going green out of 4.
All right, 20 laps in our pure stock version of the Hub City Nationals tonight here at Hagerstown. 9 to Jason Wilkins, 72 RC, Brandon Churchy. Here we go in pure stock national action. It'll be Wilkins snaring that lead from the pole position. Churchy up into second. And swings it wide, opening the door for Yonker in the 31 down bottom. Fogel on the number 1 machine, also trying to follow suit down bottom. As Yonker will get second, Churchy in a battle with Fogel for third here on lap 1. Churchy again will be a little bit out of shape as Fogel gets that preferred line. Not only gets Churchy, but draws even with the 31 of Yonker. And now we'll draw that number 2 position off at turn number 3 and 4. Has to swing it wide with all that momentum. That gives Yonker the inside door as they go 2 by 2 by 2 from second back through 7th spot. And Fogel now will be on the outside. Yonker trying to use that low side momentum to see if he can make something happen. And we'll draw even. Hoffman also likewise right behind them with Churchy on his outside. Trouble for Yonker. Spinning in turn 3 and 4. Whips it around, but the Jesse James Automark caution is out. Trouble on the other end. Yonker the primary reason for the caution as the 14 Elizabeth also has issues over in that second turn. Trouble on each end of the speedway, and we are yellow. All right, field looks like they're pretty much back where they need to be on this restart. 2 laps of 20 on the board. And our Bob Spielman Realtors Pure Stock. This is their version of the Small Car Nationals. Keith Reed, the defending champ, in the number 8 machine. He's on the outside of row number 3 on the restart. Jason Wilkins grabs the lead as they come back to the stripe. Nick Fogel made some good advances in that number 1 machine in those first 2 laps. Let's see what happens. Churchy now to his bottom side. Hopping the 13 right there. Here goes Reed to the bottom side. He'll move up into 4th. 62 of Beavers back in 6th. Faust in 7th. Ecton 8th. Bryson Fogel 9th. And Tyler Fisher top 10 as Wilkins brings them back for lap 3. So the jostling from 3rd on back really make it 4th as Fogel and Churchy are single file. Hoffman and Reed are side by side. That would be for the number 4 position. Behind them, Beavers fending off the efforts of Evan Faust. William Ecton is there likewise as they bring that barrage of cars back to the stripe. 4 of 20 on the board here in pure stock action tonight. All the while, Wilkins in the number 9. Very strong advantage off of turn number 2. Reed again with a good run off that second turn. He'll draw even with Churchy. That will be the battle for 3rd as he worked back into 3. Fogel a few car lengths up. Reed almost loses it just a little bit as Churchy still maintains the outside. Reed will have the advantage when they come back to the line. Hoffman will maintain the top 5. Trouble in turn 4. Spinner, and that will be the 14 Elizabeth. That's number 2 for that driver tonight.
Caution, caution, caution. Car stopped in turn 4, drivers. Go high and 4. Go high and 4. Again, front row, nice even pace, side by side, going green out of 4.
All right, field is at lap number 5, a fourth of the way through tonight's 20-lap main event. It's been all Jason Wilkins. Fogel was on his outside on that last restart. Couldn't do much with that. Strasburg, Virginia, number 9. Let's see what happens on this restart. The number 8 of Reed, he's moved up to the inside of row number 2 with Churchy to his outside as we go back to green. And it again will be Wilkins grabbing that number 1 position. Almost a 3-wide battle, but Churchy backed out a little bit. Reed now around Fogel. And a 6-time winner and defending champion now up into 2nd. Fogel in 3rd. Going to be Churchy in 4th. Beavers to the outside of Sam Hoffman. He'll crack the top 5 for the first time tonight. Churchy a little out of shape. Beavers was right there. Had to hit the binders, and that creates a 3-wide battle behind him. Evan Faust, Sam Hoffman, and Beavers, as they continue to be very jumbled up down there from 5th on back. Faust was the benefactor of that. He got around also Hoffman and Beavers. That will move him up into the top 5 for the first time this evening. And once again, Jason Wilkins setting sail with 7 laps complete. Reed in 2nd, Fogel in 3rd, Churchy, and now Evan Faust. They will be the top 5. 6th will be Dylan Beavers. 7th on the track right now, Sam Hoffman. 8th goes to William Ecton Jr. 9th to Tyler Fisher. Will make it Bryson Fogel. And the 31 to Nathaniel Yonker making a little bit of progress. He is cracked back up into the top 10 here at lap number 8. So again, from 5th on back is where it's really tight. That's where Churchy has got the edge. Hoffman draws even with Beavers right behind him. Then Ecton, Bryson Fogel, and Nathaniel Yonker nose to tail as we come back for lap number 9 and close it on halfway of tonight's 20-lap main event. Nearly 3 wide. It might be that way as they work it back into turn number 1 and 2. Hoffman down bottom. Beavers in the middle. Churchy up top. That's the battle for 5th. And looks like Beavers will come out in good shape off at turn number 2. But here comes Hoffman. He'll grab a gear and see if he can draw even down in turn 3. Churchy still lingering on that high line, and they continue almost to make it a 3-wide battle all the way around the racetrack. Churchy a little out of shape as he gathers it back in.
Caution in turn 3.
Red, outside guardrail, guys. Outside guardrail. Outside guardrail. Stop.
Stop on the backstretch, driver. Stop on the backstretch.
Need you guys. Guardrail.
All right, David is okay. Driver is okay over in turn number 3. He did take a pretty good shot, but we understand it down there. He is all right, so get him taken care of and resume here shortly, right at the halfway point of our 20-lap main event. Hey, folks, can you do me a favor? You see that gentleman standing up on that flag stand? He does a fantastic job each and every week. Well, it's my understanding that tomorrow is Calvin's birthday. So, folks, at the count of 3, can everybody say happy birthday, Calvin? I don't know if he can hear you with those headsets, but let's say it loud enough. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Calvin! There you go. I can't sing. I can barely talk, but I can't sing. I wish I could. Calvin does a great job. Very good flagman for us here at the Hagerstown Speedway, and We thank him and all of our staff for all the hard work they do each and every week here at Hagerstown. Six-time feature winner Keith Reed, and that number 8 machine 2 is outside. The 1 of Nick Fogel, the one-time winner. Two-time winner Evan Faust of the 78. They line up in row number 2. The 62 of Dylan Beavers and the 72 RC of Brandon Churchy back in row 3. 10 in the books and 10 to go as we hit the Jesse James Automark restart zone and go back to pure stock action. Green is back out. Wilkins has had a few different contenders up there. Churchy for 1, Fogel for 2, Reed for 3. Here comes Faust. He's trying to split the difference between 2 of the heavyweights. Oh, and some contact between Fogel and Faust. Right now, that will give Reed the number 2 spot back, but he drifts a little bit wide. It's going to be Faust down to the inside, part of a 3-wide battle. He'll thread the needle again between Fogel and Reed and try to reclaim that number 2 spot. Into turn number 1 and 2. That gives Wilkins all the effort to get away once again as the rest battle amongst themselves. But now Faust is in second. He's the new challenger. Reed and Fogel, they will battle for third, followed by Beavers and Churchy. They're back behind him as we come back for lap 12. Semi-lates for your feature event. Again, you can make your way to the staging area. Semi-late drivers for your feature event to the staging area, please. Single file action in the top 4. Beavers wins the battle with Churchy. That will put him in 5th. Churchy still hanging on that high side. William Ecton and Sam Hoffman back behind him side by side here at lap number 13. And now Beavers beginning to make the challenge. He won the battle with Churchy. He wants a little piece of that 6-time winner, Keith Reed. Some smoke tailing from that 62 as he works it off at turn number 2. Down bottom, Reed's got him covered in that 4th position for the moment. Then Churchy, Hoffman, Yonker, and Ecton. They're very tightly bunched together for lap number 14. And spinner in 4, the 77 of Bryson Fogel loops it around. And our latest Jesse James Automart caution making its way back out. All right, here we go. Faust, a new challenger to the outside of Jason Wilkins. 6 circuits to go in tonight's 20-lap event as they head back into the Jesse James Automart restart zone. Nick Fogel and Keith Reed back in row 2. Beavers in the 62. He's been on the march a little bit likewise. Churchy to his outside as we go back green. And here comes Fogel. He quickly got to the inside of Evan Faust, disposed of Keith Reed, and works it down bottom in turn number 2. Faust will hang with him, and it's going to be Wilkins for the moment, the leader. But Fogel with a good run down the back straightaway. Close that gap up to about a car length and a half. And we'll see what the number 9 does as the race wears on and the green flag laps continues. That number 9 has been able to stretch it out. And right now with 5 circuits to go, he's doing just that. Fogel and Faust again, and this is what's been happening. Everybody battles amongst themselves from second on back, and that also helps Wilkins edge away to a comfortable margin. For the moment, it's Fogel to the bottom side in second, Faust to the high side, and then the 8 of Keith Reed. Lap 16 complete this time by. Faust will wrestle that number 2 position away from Fogel that time. Reed comfortably in 4th. And Beavers and Churchy, they are having a very good battle for 5th. Hoffman just behind him. Yonker, he's not really been able to totally recover. The 31 is up in there, but has taken a while to get himself up there. But that shows the strength of all these pure stock drivers. He's battling hard with William Ecton Jr., and that's on the back end of the top 10 with 3 circuits to go. So again, single file, the front 4 with some gaps in between them. Beavers and Churchy. Right now, that continues to be the battle for 5th. Hoffman to the 13, just looking on. 2 to go tonight in the 20-lap portion of our Hub City National for the Bob Spielman Realtors Pure Stocks. Again, semi-late drivers, your main event next. Semi-late drivers to the staging area. And coming off of turn 4, Wilkins with a good quarter of a turn advantage. We'll see the white flag this time by. Faust comfortably in second. Likewise for Fogel and Reed in third and fourth. Churchy wrestles at spot away, and again trouble.
Caution in turn 4, drivers.
13
Caution
of
again
Cody
in turn
Christie
4.
came to a stop. 14 of Lindebeth. Nowhere to go. Slow spin and slight
low in
contact
3 and 4.
as our latest Jesse James Automart caution back out in turn 4 as seemed to be the challenge area tonight for the Pure Stocks.
You're done.
So unfortunately, the 14 of Corey Lindebeth, that is the third incident he's been involved in. So that will mean the end of his night here in the Pure Stock race. She back in fifth in the 72 RC. Dylan Beaver, Sam Hoffman, Nathaniel Yonker, William Ecton Jr., and William Ecton Sr. They are the drivers as we whittled our field down just a little bit to the remaining 10 with one circuit to go. Well, Faust dropped it down, and he has got a bead on that number 9 of Jason Wilkins as they work it down into 1 and 2. Wilkins trying to keep it down as low as he can. Faust was a little bit lower, but again, Wilkins with a good line coming off of turn number 2. Faust, a good run down the back straightaway. He can only close up to within a car length in turn number 3 and 4. Checkered is in the air. The defending champion, Keith Reed's going to finish further back, but the top dog this weekend, the 9 of Jason Wilkins, comes away. He was the top qualifier, new track record holder. He won the heat, and he wins the feature. 78 of Evan Faust will come home in second. The 1 of Nick Fogel third. The 8 of Keith Reed, the 72 RC of Brandon Churchy. They will be the top 5 in tonight's 20-lap Hub City National event for the Pure Stocks. Calvin, did you hear that happy birthday, or did you not know what the heck was going on?
What's that?
Did you hear that happy birthday by the fans? Did you realize everybody knew it was your birthday?
39.
39, you lucky dog. You don't look a day over 62. Okay. Nah. All right, he fended off everybody tonight to pick up the victory. Give it up for Jason Wilkins and the number 9 Pure Stock Hub City National Champion this year at the Hagerstown Speedway. Well, Jason, I don't think there were too many drivers that challenged you on restarts. You had Keith Reed, you had Nick Fogel, you had Brandon Churchy, you had Evan Faust. Looked like everybody just wanted a piece of it, at least seeing if they could get around you, but you fended everybody off tonight. Job well done tonight, my friend.
Yeah, it was fun racing, man. Good track. They raced me clean. Evan got into me there a little bit, but I love it. It's racing.
Well, it's been a perfect weekend. You pulled out the bat, the heavy lumber. You were batting 1,000. You broke your own track record last night in action here at the Speedway. Okay. Well, we have maybe a prospective buyer. Is that what we have?
Hey.
Folks, we need everybody to kind of stay away from the car, please. Okay?
They already won. Always this car.
That's okay. That's okay. Anyway, tell me, I mean, a great weekend. It pretty much was perfect. The top qualifying effort. You beat your own track record. A very convincing heat race win. Tonight, a very tough 20-lapper with a lot of restarts, but a lot of great challengers, and you fended off everybody. It just seemed like it was a picture-perfect night for you.
Yeah, it was a great night. I mean, I'm speechless, man. Let's go on with the pictures, man. I'm sorry.
All right, Brent, no, but number 1, who would you like to thank? We need to make sure you thank your folks.
Yeah, I got to thank Walter, Tom, my dad, my family, David, Roy. This Rapid chassis, it's been on fire. This is my 10th win this year, and this should be 3 in a row, but they took one last year. We'll see what happens tonight.
All right, Jason, great job tonight. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, Jason Wilkins, your Pure Stock champion here in our Hub City National here at Hagerstown.
Nice and easy there, front row, nice and easy. Let's get side by side in 3. Nose to tail going green out of 4.
All right, set for our latest 20-lap event. Semi-late action coming up. Jason Stoner, Brian Currens, front row. Our 20-lap portion of the Hub City National. I think we're going to pull that one back.
Caution, caution, drivers, caution, caution. Leader starts to race 83, that's your warning. Nice and slow, good pace here. Going green out of 4. Leader starts to race out of 4.
As the leaders come off at turn 4, start number 2 off the Jesse James Automart restart zone.
4 of Michaels. You did not take the initial green. You need to pull off.
All right, field under green. Stoner and Kearns from the front row. It's going to be Stoner winning that battle, the two-time winner this year, as they work off at turn 4 and back to the stripe for lap number 1. Kearns will be second, Kent third. Rutherford, as we mentioned, the defending champion, that 11 machine, holding on to the number 4 spot.
Caution, caution, drivers. Caution in turn 4. Stay high in 3 and 4, drivers. High in 3 and 4.
Caution is out. We do have a car buried way down against the guardrail in turn number 4. Kind of hard to see him. Could be the 4.
Good job, guys, lining up. Front row nice and easy. I like that pace. We're going green out of 4. Leader starts the race out of 4. 83, you've already been warned once, so be careful.
All right, 1 lap complete here in our 20-lapper for semi-late. Stoner and Kearns again will try it for another time in the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. Kent in the 1C, the 11 of defending champion Dylan Rutherford. That's a power second row. As they make it back into 1 and 2, they'll be dead even, but it's going to be Stoner with that low side momentum off of that second turn. And he will grab the lead. Kearns will stick to the outside, see if he can make something work. Kent right now in third, going to be Rutherford to his outside. Kent goes up the banking. Looks like he may have a tire that may have gone down or something went awry on that car. And he's got problems on that right front. And that really causes damage as he went down the banking, had nowhere to go. Shane McQuaid got caught up in it. Swigger in the 34, the 22 star of Ryan Sager. 97X was the yellow driver being Brady Holmes, but something clearly broke on Steve Kent's machine as he went into 3 and 4. It went right up the banking.
Front row, let's get lined up. Nose and tail in 3, going green out of 4.
As we get set to go back into the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. 20 laps for the late model Sportsman will be the finale coming up after this, as we have 18 circuits left to go tonight in our Hub City National Semi-Late portion as they come off a turn number 4. And the field back into 1 and 2. Stoner hugging down bottom. Ronnie Dennis in his tire tracks, and it's going to be Kearns to the high side. He gets a little bit better run that time than Stoner does. And that will put the Cross Junction Virginia driver up in the number 1 spot. The two-time winners in first and second as they work their way off at turn number 4. Give Kearns lap number 3. Stoner will be second. Going to be Dennis and Rutherford, the defending champs, side by side for third. And then the 19M of Bobby Mikesell. They will be the top 5. 97 of Holmes to Mike Sells outside. Dennis gets another run off Rutherford. He'll tuck up into third as we come back for lap 4. So top 2 are secure. Ronnie Dennis and Dylan Rutherford. They continue their battle. Rutherford had relinquished that position a lap ago, and he will one more time down the back chute. And behind them going to be 97 of Holmes and the 19M of Mikesell. They're side by side. Sager and Neff, they're also side by side behind them. 2x2x2 racing from third on back as Dennis wins that battle for third again here at lap number 5. All the while it is still Brian Kearns, 3-4 car lengths advantage over Jason Stoner. Looking to win a big one tonight here and rack up his 3rd victory of the season. Picked up a victory the night the Lucas Oil Late Model Series was here. A very emotional night for Brian Kearns, and then racked up another one a little bit later on in the season. Second to Steve Kent in the battle for the series championship. He chased him all the way to the wire. And right now Stoner's trying to chase Kearns back down, but Kearns has got it lit up and is starting to edge away little by little. Still the 19 of Ronnie Dennis in third, the 11 of Rutherford fourth, the 19M of Bobby Mikesell. They are the top 5. Car number 97, that being Trent Holmes. He started well back in the order to the outside of row number 6. He started 12th. Right now he is halfway through his field. He is up into the number 6 position, followed by the 22 star of Ryan Sager, then the 17 of Potter, followed by the 01 of Adam Breeden, as we have 7 complete here in tonight's 20-lap event. Good half straightaway lead for Brian Kearns as we find some battles further back in the field. The top 5 pretty well secure. 6th position would be up for grabs right now. Sager trying to get to the inside of Holmes, and they remain single file. And now Sager still again digs a little bit down bottom, can't quite get alongside, and now pulls within a half car length down in turn number 3. As the leaders come back, lap number 9, closing on halfway. Sager showing smoke through the corners in that 22 star and falls in behind the Holmes machine. Potter back behind him in that 17. He holds on to 8th. The 01 of Adam Breeden in 9th, and the 33 of Scotty Nelson 7th on the restart. He has faded just a little bit. He's still in the top 10 as we put halfway on the board in tonight's 20 laps semi-late Hub City National. Late model sportsmen, you can make your way to the staging area. Late model sportsman drivers, you can begin to start staging and head to the turn 1 area. Late model sportsman drivers, you can begin to stage for your feature event. Strong advantage for Brian Kearns. Only thing that would kill it for him would be a caution. He's praying that doesn't happen as he gets set to put lap number 12 on the scoreboard tonight. Jason Stoner still in second. Ronnie Dennis a few car lengths back at that number 3 position. Then a good gap back to the 97 of Trent Holmes. He's holding on to 4th, or make that the 11, should say, of Dylan Rutherford. He had a good battle early up towards the front, but then faded. The 19M of Bobby Mikesell. He rounds out the early top 5. 97 of Holmes, he is back in 6th position. 22 star of Ryan Sager remains in 7th. 17 of Rick Potter at 8th. 33 of Scotty Nelson. He is back up into 9th as he got around the 01 of Breeden moments ago. 30 of Brady Neff just outside the top 10 likewise. Smoke becoming a little bit more obvious each and every lap for Sager in that 22 star, and he has lost a little gap to Mikesell and also Trent Holmes, a few car lengths back from them as they work off at turn number 4. Sager's had some good runs here at Hagerstown this year. One of the drivers winning victory events at Bedford Speedway. Right now finding himself in 7th spot as we get the 5 to go indication. This time off turn 4 for Brian Kearns. Stoner has eased away a little bit more from Ronnie Dennis. He holds on to 2nd. Very comfortable. He's likewise for Dennis in 3rd. Rutherford, the 11, the defending Hub City champion, has a good gap in 4th. And again, 5th the battle. Mikesell with Trent Holmes, and not far behind the 22 star Ryan Sager. Again, late model sportsman drivers, you can make your way to the staging area. Late model sportsman drivers for your main event to the staging area, please. Well, Kearns hadn't seen a car for a while. He finally got underneath the 34 Brian Swieger lap machine, but he has now got clear sailing once again. A good turn advantage over Jason Stoner as he brings it back for lap number 17. Strong performance for the Cross Junction Virginia driver. Good qualifying efforts last night. He started on the outside of row number 1 and won an early battle with Jason Stoner, and eventually was able to edge away, and he has got himself a very comfortable margin. Lap traffic will not be a factor. He's got 2 laps to go, and they are a good turn ahead of him, and it's a 4-car battle between Nelson, Potter, Neff, and Breeden as he comes back for the 2 to go indication. Lap and a half away from a very big victory for Brian Kearns in turn 3 and 4. He'll be looking for that all-important white flag this time by Stoner. Midpoint down the back straightaway as Kearns exits off at turn number 4. Sees the 1-to-go indication for tonight's 20-lap event. Again, late model Sportsman drivers to the staging area. Late model Sportsman drivers to the staging area for your feature event. Started second, won the battle, and he has just tucked and run and hid the 83 of Brian Kearns, your Hub City National Champion in semi-late action. Pumping the fist out the window, putting up the number 1 sign. Brian Kearns checks in for his 3rd of the season. 21 of Jason Stoner will come home in 2nd. The 19 of Ronnie Dennis will be 3rd. Coming home in 4th, your defending champion, Dylan Rutherford in the 11. Top 5 made up by the 97 of Trent Holmes in tonight's semi-late action. Action as he gets out of the car. Folks, give it up for Brian Kearns, your Hub City champion. That angry doughboy, there he is. Late model Sportsman guys heading down the staging area. They got a big 20-lapper coming up to wrap things up tonight here at Hagerstown. Been a good one here in the Hub City Nationals. Getting some hugs from some family and friends on the front fence. And a very impressive performance for the Doughboy Express, Brian Kearns. I guess you do have to catch your breath.
In the last 10 laps, guys, be with me, man.
Well, that's why you kind of almost spun over in turn number 4. You had your hands folded. You didn't have them on the wheel. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can't see. They was giving me signals. I didn't know how big of a lead I had, and you always hear strange noises.
Oh, yeah.
Which I kept thinking it was a motor beside me, but whew.
Just tell me what happened tonight. I mean, you've had 2 victories this year. You've been a very staunch competitor, and this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest race of the year, and you had some even stauncher competition. What was it about this car and this track that made it so dominant tonight for you?
Well, this car loves a slick track. And in my interview, I didn't thank Ryan Sager Racing Engines. He helps me out. Dylan Wilson in the 65, Anderson Racing. Say, buddy. That's my little buddy there, Sager's boy. Wayne's Garage, Anthony's Pizza. Without them guys, I just hold the steering wheel, you know. Like I said, I get to do things that a lot of people wish they could. And I just, a big part of me he's missing with it. But they had 4 big races this year, and I won 3 of them.
Can we get a smile on the Doughboy? He looks a little mad. Is he smiling a little bit more tonight?
Well, he's a little he likes to be a butthole. He wants you to think he's big and tough, but actually just a sissy.
Right, I know it's been a very good year for you. As we mentioned, winning on Lucas Oil Night in front of a SRO crowd, putting on a show for the lower divisions, letting them show you, everybody see what our lower divisions are like here at Hagerstown. Picking up another one, as I mentioned earlier tonight, chasing Steve all the way to the wire for the championship. But what does it mean to cap a season off for a victory here in the Hub City?
Honestly, winning this race would mean more to me than winning the championship. You know, like I said, I won 3 of the 4 big races this year. We're here with all my friends and family, and what more can a man ask for?
I don't think much.
I'm just missing one part of me.
She's here.
And she's here. That's right, right here. But I can't thank each and one of them enough. I appreciate you all being patient with me for being just emotional person. This means a lot to me, especially with everybody watching here cheering me on. My buddy from Pennsylvania had 2 holder tickets that he got at a raffle. Both of them had 183 on them.
Wow.
They're sitting over on my toolbox right now.
Oh.
They're going to be inside this car from here on out. But I just can't thank enough. I hope that to continue it next year. But like I said, saying that I was going to quit was a big mistake because I've had nothing but people in my ear, and nights like this makes you want to say, hey, old man can still get it done.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But like I said, it ain't just me, it's everybody involved, you know, and I thank them. I thank them from the bottom of my heart, And this is for you, old girl.
All right, I'm gonna let these other folks get in here and get a big bear hug. Good job, my
Hey,
friend.
I want to say thanks to Jim Stevens Shocks and my old buddy Bruce Kane from All About Wraps. He's been there all my racing career, and like I said, Sager Racing Engine, Anderson. A lot of people have been with me a lot of years. I've been doing this 34 years, and this is good.
All right, there you go. Brian Kearns, very emotional and very well-deserved victory tonight here at Hagerstown in semi-late action. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we turn the caution back on because for the final time this year for late model sportsmen, they will be here for the Clash by the Creek. But this is their Hub City National. Earlier tonight, we honored Brian Jones, one of our longtime track preparers. Brian has worked here for 39 years. And tonight, Brian, this is for you. We are going to give you a 4-wide salute. We give it to the fans, and we give it to Brian Jones for the great job that he has done for so many years, 40 years of action. Tonight, it's our late model sportsmen in the Hub City National. This is your 4-wide salute. Fans, here they come. They're racing here for you tonight at Hagerstown Speedway.
Beautiful. Great job, drivers.
Equally impressive, that 6 of Austin Latham, slowly getting better and stronger in that Latham machine. He'll be on the outside. The other repeat winner, that's the B2 of Brian Booz, the 2-time winner and this year's champion. Further back in the field, talent-laden field of late model sportsmen superstars getting set. Tonight's 20-lap late model sportsman event, it's the Hub City National Finale. And it will be Lear grabbing that lead. Latham relinquishing a couple of spots early down the back straightaway. Justin Weaver, another driver to watch out for tonight. The Clear Spring, Maryland driver to the inside of Jimmy Jesmer. The 81 out of Pasadena, Maryland. He goes back into third. It'll be Latham in fourth and Brayton Anderson, the 25R. Top 5 here on lap number 1. Latham falling back just a little bit. He and Hill making the 25 of Anderson, still side by side. Chuck Cox having a good night. The 88C, good qualifying effort earlier. Right now he's in the number 6 position. Leaders come back, going to be Lear by a quarter of a straightaway over Justin Weaver. Cox leading further back in the field over Bonebreak, Cody Kirshner, Brad Ohms, and also the 21 of Jacob Piper. The other drivers in that top 10 early. Wanting to run and hide, and that's Lear's 151 as he comes back to the stripe. And it's going to be Justin Weaver tucking into second spot. Right now he's comfortable in that position. Jesmer in the 81. He's been very good from the outset in late model sportsman action. The former modified champion a year ago. 25R of Anderson. He nailed that third, making 4th position away from the 6 of Latham. They are single file as they work it back through. 2+2 of Cody Kirshner. He's down low. He's holding on to the number 6 spot. Swinging wide beside him, the 37 of Bonebreak. Oh, trouble! Booze tagging the inside wall here on the front straightaway. We stay green for the moment. Booze is limping down the straightaway under a little bit good piece of speed right now. Let's see whether he'll be able to make it off into the pits as lap number 5 goes on the board this time by. Booze does exit off into the pit area. Tough break for the 2025 champion. Meanwhile, top 5 have cleared away. Austin Latham, he holds on to the number 6 spot, but here comes Bonebreak in that 37. He'll crack the top 5 now. Latham dropping back into 6th. Kirshner in 7th. It's going to be Jacob Piper 8th. Brad Ohms in 9th. And the 88C of Chuck Cox. They'll be the top 10. And Jesse James Automart caution about to come out here at lap number 7. The 5.56 of Eric Kronice rolling up to a stop in turn number 2. And that will slow this pace down and bring the rest of the field right up to the rear deck lid of Kyle Lear. Another driver looking to see if he can be the 10th different late model sportsman winner. And once again, that second row, very impressive. Jesmer in the 81 has done well each and every week, showing massive improvement ever since jumping behind the wheel of that stock car. The 25R, Braden Anderson, likewise, looking very strong. East to the outside of row number 2. We're in the Jesse James Automart restart zone. Green is back in the air. Lear again will grab that early lead. Weaver will be second. Here comes Jesmer and also Anderson. They remain side by side. Bonebreak leading the charge of single file Warriors behind him. He's in the number 5 position. He's got Latham to the outside, along with Kirshner and Jacob Piper in that 21. Second spot is a good battle. Weaver has fallen back into the clutches of Anderson. He is right now in 3rd. Gets around Jesmer down the back straightaway. As he'll go single file, Bonebreak will round out that top 5. The 2+2 of Cody Kirshner having one of his better runs this year. Started the night off with some mechanical issues and didn't make it out for warm-ups, but eventually had a good heat race run, and for the moment up in that number 6 position. But up front, it is Kyle Lear in search of victory number 4 on the season. He's going to be looking at the cross flags for halfway this time by. 10 in the books and 10 to go tonight at Hagerstown. Bonebreak getting a little bit stronger as this race wears on. He looks to the outside of Jesmer, and he'll go into 4th. Cody Kirshner looked to follow in his tire tracks, but ran out of racing room. So Jesmer, for the moment, will have 5th. Kirshner right behind him as Lear brings it back to the stripe. He's just got about a half straightaway advantage here on lap number 11. Weaver comfortably in the number 2 spot. Braden Anderson a couple of car lengths better than a very fast-moving Bonebreak in that 37F. That car has definitely come to life, but will need a caution. Just like Booze needed so many times this year, Bonebreak's been the driver on the move, and he is dead even with Braden Anderson down the backstretch in turn 3. And that is the battle for the number 3 position here at lap number 12. Bonebreak easily to the outside, gains that spot. So no change after Bonebreak's pass within that top 10. It is Lear Weaver is in second spot. Bone break. We're going to watch that. The interval's going to shrink up on that very quickly as he's back in third. Going to be Braden Anderson fourth, and then Kirshner in the 2+2. He's made the top 5. Sixth position goes to Jesmer. Jacob Piper back in seventh. It'll be Brad Thompson eighth, Austin Latham ninth. He may lose that in a moment. Here comes Trayton Lee in the 2:10. He's rounding out the top 10 as we get set for 5 laps to go next time by. Lear will hit the back of the field, but he has got a 3/4 of a straightaway lead, if not more. So he can take his time working his way through turn number 3 and 4. He'll hit the back end. The first driver is going to be the 49, Ray Ciccarelli. He'll sling around with 5 laps to go. And for the moment, Weaver's been able to fend off Bone Break. It stays about a car length and a half separation in the battle for second. Third and fourth are still in good shape. Braden Anderson and Cody Kirshner. And then you got Jesmer, followed by Piper and Umps. They are closing gaps with each other. Lear back to the stripe, lap 16. He's got more lap traffic to deal with, but again, a straightaway advantage as he works back into 1 and 2. Clearing the high side. That'll be the 58 of Warrenfelds. He'll work on. Chucky Johnson's number 4 just in front of him. One driver sliding way high in 3 and 4. That's Jonathan Raley's 25. He gathers it back up. We stay green, and we have 3 circuits to go. Lear gets around Warrenfelds. Now he'll go to work on Chucky Johnson. Just tiptoeing around some of these lap machines underneath of Johnson while Weaver works midpoint down the back straightaway. Lear exits off at turn 4. 2 laps to go this time by in a most impressive performance by Kyle Lear. Weaver holding on to second. Looks like he's been able to extend a little bit of breathing room over Bone Break with Anderson and Kirshner still the top 5. Meanwhile, Lear mired in lap traffic to the inside of Chucky Johnson, the outside of Lee Ziegler, and he'll look for the white flag this time off turn number 4 with a good pack of lap traffic in front. He can just ease it around here for this final lap if he wants to. He's got Pope along with Chuck Cox and Chad Myers, and they are in a very torrid battle, and looks like Lear's just going to ease on down the back straightaway, knowing full well a very good lead by some of the indications he's getting around the speedway. Victory number 4, dominating performance. Kyle Lear taking the late model Sportsman Hub City National here at Hagerstown. Battle for second. Weaver around a lap machine. He'll hold on to that position. It'll be Wesley Bonebray coming home third. Braden Anderson and Cody Kirshner will be your top 5. Speedway as he puts a big exclamation point on this weekend's action. Fans, there he is, Kyle Lear, your late model Sportsman winner tonight. Well, I tell you, my friend, that was one impressive, dominating performance. Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, we were sitting here watching these U cars earlier, the SCDA cars earlier, and they couldn't move to the bottom of the racetrack, and I was a little nervous the racetrack wasn't going to slow down enough for us to get down there, and we were going to have to run around the top like we were kind of in the heat race. And I adjusted my car, and I was just sitting there. I was second guessing what I was doing a little bit, and you know, I stuck with my gut and went with what we had, and you know, it worked out. And you know, this racetrack, for 2 nights of racing on it, you can run all over it. And you know, when we got the lap traffic, I mean, we were 3 wide there a couple times.
Absolutely. What is it? I mean, I know that it can't be this perfect every night. Track conditions come into play, but you know, sometimes guys say, yeah, we just missed it on the setup tonight. We just weren't right. We didn't have this or that. But man, how good does it feel when it's a night like tonight when you just scorched a very good field?
Well, I mean, a lot of it starts out there when you pull in this place, whether or not you draw a good pill. You know, when you don't draw a good pill, you got to do your homework to make up that difference. And we had a good pill tonight, and I made it count.
You surely did. It's been a good weekend. Tell me a little about the crate last night. You got a chance to get in Brian Coe's car. A little bit different of result that you had last night, but at least you got a chance to do a little bit more racing last night as well.
Yeah, he, you know, they've been struggling, and they asked me to get in it, and we were going to try to do a test and tune, and then, you know, the test and tune's kind of dried up, and he said, heck with it, you need to race it. And it's always nervous driving somebody else's car. You don't really want to tear it up because, you know, when you're riding around, that's normally when you get tore up. But no, we worked on it all night long. We got it better. They went to Winchester tonight. I don't know how they fared out down there, but, you know, we did find some things with his race car that, you know, hopefully made him better tonight.
Well, I said it as you were getting ready to get out of the car. I'm a race fan. I've loved this 151. I think you know I've loved that. That's a very iconic number. We talk about iconic numbers, obviously. Speedy Hayes 44, Bobby Allen's 55. So many cars, Ray Vest 24. I've got to believe, and it's not in super late model action, but in this tier of racing, that 151 has been a terror, and it's been one of the most iconic machines. There's something about when Kyle Lear shows up in the 151, it's lookout time for everybody else.
Yeah, and, you know, when I moved to late model racing, my dad was 51, and I'm a third generation driver. That's kind of how I got the 151. But you know, before me, it was Chuck Lay up here running their car, and you know, I'm not changing my number. It's my number, and we're gonna run it. Ray's okay with it on his hot rod.
I appreciate that.
You know, so we're gonna keep going, and you know, obviously I drove for Crowell. Crowell was 7. I drove for Kenny Festerman. He was 41. You know, and, you know, obviously we drive Ray's car, and, you know, I got to have a 1 on front of it because he's 49 too, so it just works out.
I know it's a big victory. You've had a lot of big victories in your life, but I mean, the Hub City National, that's got to rank up there as a pretty darn good one here at Hagerstown as well.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, obviously, you know, everybody hears the rumors, and, you know, I hopefully they don't come true, you know what I mean, and this place has been home to us for a long time. And I would hate to have to drive somewhere else on a Saturday night.
I agree, my friend. I'm a little bit further away than you are, but it would break my heart as well. Kyle, who would you like to thank tonight?
First off, I need to thank Chad Mullins. Obviously, with everything going on in the world this week, Chad made a post, and he's going to stand his ground, but that guy pulled through for me a couple weeks ago. We've been a valve up here, and he turned my heads around in a day and got him back out the door to me. Kurt Zimmerman for helping me put it back together. Ray and Sarah Sicarelli, you know, for what they do to me. It's crazy.
What do they do to you? Did you say what they do to you?
Everything. They let me beat up their race car every week. So, and Pat McNeil, McNeil's Cohen, me and Gene Conley, like I said, Kurt Zimmerman, Zimmerman's Property and Loans, Junior's here, JW Mold and Mediation, Boulevard Collision, Jim Stevens, JDS. You know, I've been with that guy for almost 10 years now, and you know, we call him, we give each other shit every week. So I guess I can give him shit this week since I'm on top. Bill Funk, Signs Designs, and my girls, my family puts up with a lot of crap, you know, week in and week out with this racing. And if you don't work on these cars, you don't end up out here.
Exactly right. Well, I think they appreciate that. We do. We appreciate the effort, and it's always great to see you guys here. Kyle, congratulations on being this year's Hub City National Champ.
Thank you, and I want to thank all the track personnel. You know, your work don't go unnoticed. You know, we need everybody here to make this deal go. We need to be here. You guys need to be here. You know, we're going to yell. You're going to yell. But at the end of the day, we need both of you, both of us. So appreciate all you guys and the fans that are still here. Thank you guys for coming out.
End of the day, we'll sit down and crack a beer and smile about it, won't we?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kyle Lear, your Hub City National Champion at Late Model Sportsman's for 2025.